Alright everybody, this is Ian here from Team Real Salty TRS, and we're going to go over another deck here that I've built, and it is a fairy deck. Essentially just your straight up fairy deck, but it does have a attacker here that is a colorless attacker, and that would be your 1/1 Mega Kangaskhan. I'm trying the 1/1 Mega Kangaskhan. I've seen several fairy decks using this still. And though I don't quite get it, which means I'm probably not going to do good with it, a lot of my teammates have also said that it's basically something that's pretty much there as an attacker that isn't weak to metal. Maybe in case you face metal decks, I think it's mostly because its attack is so big. It's a good thing to have. I don't like that it doesn't have those spirit links that we're used to anymore, so I haven't really used it, but figured we'd give it a shot here. Just why not throw it in there? Your main focus, though, is going to be your Mega Gardevoir here, which is a really awesome attack. I think it's one of the better EXs or Megas for the set that just came out, that Primal Force set. Brilliant Arrow does 30 times. This attack does 30 damage times the amount of fairy energy attached to all of your Pokemon. So for a fairy and 2 colorless energy, you're doing 30 times the amount of fairy energy that you have on your Pokemon. So if you think about that, that's 3 there. And then if you just have another 3 just scattered around anywhere on your bench, it's doing 180 damage. And that is pretty awesome. Pair that up with Aromatisse moving energies around. Pair that up with Geomancy from the Xerneas that moves. You get to choose 2 bench Pokemon, and for each one of those Pokemon, you get to put a fairy energy on that. So that's just charging at the bench of tons of fairy energy. Aromatisse will move it around so you can use your Max Potion to cure the Mega Gardevoir and essentially keep steamrolling through everything. And that is the main focus here. I also throw in one Florges EX. It has a really good second attack. It does 20 damage times the number of grass or fairy Pokemon you have in play. So if you have a bench full of fairy Pokemon, and then of course you're a fairy Pokemon, that's going to be doing 120, which is awesome. And then lead is an actual good attack too. You get to search your deck for a supporter attack, reveal it, and then you put it in your hand. So, I mean, sure, your opponent's going to know that you have a supporter now in your hand. They might play in, but if you were droughting, that's probably going to be good no matter what. They play the supporter for you, and you get a fresh hand. Or if they don't, you've got your supporter for next turn if you've been droughting. So that's really good. So we do 1/1, 1 Florges, a 3/3 split, Mega Gardevoir, 3/2 Aromatisse, and 4 Xerneas. And then for the trainers here, you do your essential 4/4 Juniper and N. I've got 1 trump card just in case they've got a heavy lead on you and your energy's getting discarded. You can always try to get that back. And then 2 Lysandre just to pull up things that you'll want to knock out. 2 Colress just because your bench is probably going to be full. These days decks are playing full benches, so you might as well take advantage of that. I've got 3 VS Seekers just to try to get those back if I need them. 4 Ultra Ball, the 1 Megaphone because we are playing an abilities based deck, and if there's a Garbodor, maybe we can get that out before the Seismitoad starts locking. If not, it's there just to kind of disrupt the other Megas as well, take their Spirit Links out. It's always good to just have 1 Megaphone. And then I've got 3 Max Potion, and that's to basically heal your Pokemon. And then the Dowsing Machine is essentially just to get basically any other trainer you need again. So you put +1 on every one of these trainers is what you're playing really when you're doing the Dowsing Machine. You can be a little more aggressive and do computer search so you can actually search out what you're wanting. But I think for some reason it feels like dowsing is becoming more of the play these days. Your decks got to run through it with your supporters, and you might need to discard something. Well, and you don't really worry too much because you've got that dowsing machine. to basically get it back. So I've actually been switching a lot of my decks to Dowsing Machine. It's sort of kind of a battle between Dowsing Machine and Computer Search. Computer Search is going to be your more aggressive play, while Dowsing Machine feels like it's more of your defensive, a little safer play, I guess you'd say. Of course, we all love Computer Search when we see it. Dowsing Machine might not be so useful, but it's one of those give and takes. So we're going Dowsing Machine, and then we do the 3 Fairy Garden, and that just gives it so that we have free retreat with our Fairy Pokemon. If there's a Fairy, well, any Pokemon really, if there's a Fairy energy attached to it, so we don't have to discard any of our energies. And then the 3 links for our 3 Mega Gardevoirs there. And then you see here 11 energy, and this is basically the deck. And let's try it out. Alright guys, let's see what our deck can do. Playing the Mega Gardevoir deck. I lose the flip, so they get to decide who goes first. Get a Xerneas and Spritzy, so I can't complain too much about that. Okay, so we've got an Yveltal deck. I saw Fairy there though, so I don't know what I saw. Fighting and Fairy, so curious to see what we're playing. Is it gonna be a Spritzy Slurpuff kind of tasting deck? Nope, Xerneas and Spritzy. Maybe a toolbox deck, I guess. Oh, and they play the Fairy Garden for me, so that's good. Go ahead and get my Gardevoir out here. And I'm going to play N. And go ahead and Geomancy. Alright, so they put down their Aromatisse. I would love to have an Aromatisse in my hand, but I don't. They're going to Colress for 5 cards. So far, no Rainbow Energy. Put another Fairy Energy down. So nothing they can do as of yet. Guess they're just going to Geomancy. I'm really wanting to disrupt this a bit here. Assuming they're going to put it on Landorus and Yveltal, but oh, on the Aromatisse. I really want to get rid of that Aromatisse. But I don't have the Spritzy. Or sorry, the Aromatisse here. I think what we're going to have to do, let's see, so if I were to, yeah, I wouldn't really have enough. I'd have to, let's see, Dowsing, get rid of the Fairy Energy, and let's say the, no, let's not do that. Trying to get ahead of myself there. Let's go ahead and just end. Alright, so I will throw down another Spritzy, get the Spirit Link on the Gardevoir, and we will just Geomancy again. At this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we now have enough to be doing 180 damage. So really just depends on what they get here. I guess that's the Rainbow Energy because they just took damage. They will retreat into Landorus. Now, if I can get the Mega Gardevoir, I can hurt that Landorus pretty bad if they want to play that. They play their own Gardevoir deck, so this is kind of a weird toolbox. Now, granted, I haven't paid too much attention to toolbox decks for Fairy, but with the new set coming out, Gardevoir's in play. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to have 4 energy. Kind of want to get rid of that. But I also want my Aromatisse. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us just go ahead and put the energy here. We're just gonna go ahead and Juniper. Still nothing. Let's go ahead and retreat and go ahead and Bright Arrow. Take the first prize. Hoping for Aromatisse next. Really want to start moving energy around. That way I can Lysandre. The Gardevoir is probably the scariest thing right now. Because that thing can hit pretty heavy. Alright, so we see a Megaphone that definitely disrupts my thought of evolving to Mega Gardevoir, which now I will not. Alright, and they've got the Spirit Link on their Gardevoir, and they just put up a Mewtwo EX, another scary thing. It's just like, what are my options here? 20, 40, 60, they can 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 160 is what they can do right now. Now, if they put all that energy on the Gardevoir, that would help me out a bit too. So we got to kind of pay attention to what they're doing. Alright, and they do. So I've also got the Aromatisse now. I'm going to go ahead and put that there. Let us Fairy transfer some energies. Go ahead and put 2 there. I will end that. And get rid of that Gardevoir. Alright, so the Gardevoir is gone along with 3 energies. A lot of stuff I don't need in my hand though, but that Juniper is saying, hey, don't worry, I can get rid of all of this for you, and you don't ever have to draw these cards again, which I will definitely like. So they bring up Mewtwo. Let's see what Mewtwo would be doing right now. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 140 would be what it could do. 160, possibly 180 if it had a muscle band. It's just not enough yet. And this one would be doing 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 160, let's see, 180, 200? It could do 200 potentially. Alright, and that is game. So there we go. Fairy Toolbox versus Straight Fairy. They just didn't get what they needed. I was able to Lysandre what I wanted out of there, and I take the game. So there you have it. Mega Gardevoir in action, and That is it. So until next time, this is Ian here from TRS Team Real Salty, and I will see you later. Thanks. Bye.